Uh, Thanks for watching my video. My name is John Vaburka, and I'm the old guy that keeps sending you all this interpretive stuff, Interp News, and now Interpretive Explore, plus our special new issues on how to interpret climate change to your visitors. I also do a few textbooks. This is my textbook on interpretive master planning, and we teach 44 courses in college level courses in heritage interpretation. But I'm going to talk to you today briefly about Interpretive Explorer. That's the issue that you have now, and what Interpretive Explorer is all about. In the last 40 years, I've had the pleasure and the honor of working as an interpretive consultant for clients and projects all over the world. Uh, And even though I was working on a project, I also had time to travel while I was there and visit and explore. And from the explorations, I learned and saw a lot of amazing things. And that's what I wanted to do with Interpretive Explorer, is to share the things I've seen and learned, and then also to encourage you to write an article for Interpretive Explorer about some of the things you've seen. It might have been a trip you took on vacation. It might have been some historic site you visited and worked at. But I like to write this one in the format of a travelogue. In that, not only do I talk about where I went, what I was seeing, what I was doing, but I also talked about the logistics, about how do you get there. I talked about hotels, where do you stay, and even more importantly, I talked about local food traditions. Because I've had a chance to try foods like in Colombia, South America, that I've never eaten before, and they were amazing. And food on the Scottish Isles. So I wanted to make Interpretive Explorer kind of a collection of articles and experiences that you might want to add to your bucket list. And in this issue, I take you to the Isle of Iona, the Scottish Isle. Iona was where St. Columba built his abbey, uh, and it's also the burial site for historically Scottish kings. And it was, for a while, it was the resting place for the Stone of Destiny. It's a hard place to get to, but when you get there, one ferry in, one ferry out. So I took you on a tour of that. Um, Getting to Iona, you have to travel to other islands to get there, like the Isle of Mull. And on the Isle of Mull, what I was able to see and visit were a number of standing stone sites, like some of the major ones on Arran that are like Stonehenge in a way. And so I, I took you on a tour of a lot of the standing stones. Maybe it's a place you might like to go and visit yourself. And then I was invited to spend about a week and a half with the Greece Mineralogy Ministry. They were working on developing interpretation and heritage tourism for ancient silver mines. The silver mines gave Greek its wealth and its power. And so we went to several archaeological sites, some of which are protected and some of which are not. They're just out there in the open. And we found mine sites that were dug by slaves. And as the guys told us, when a slave went in, the only way he would come out would be dead. And so that was a pretty powerful message. I mean, and I learned a lot about silver mining traditions in Greece. And then Rob Burns created a real nice article for me on petroglyphs, exploring petroglyphs in British Columbia. So those are some of the articles that are in this issue that I think you'll enjoy. I'm working on the issue for May, June. In that issue, I'll explore travels and work I did with Stonehenge, and also visits to Roman forts and even Dune Castle. Dune Castle is where Monty Python and the Holy Grail did a lot of filming. So I'll take you there. And then upcoming issues, I'll be talking about work that did in Mexico with Mayan sites, and I'll also be taking you to a project I was working on a year and a half ago in Saudi Arabia. We saw sites and visited sites that most Westerners have never seen because Westerners can't get into Saudi Arabia unless you're there with a special work permit. And one of the sites and things that we looked at visiting and planning was the sites where Lawrence of Arabia attacked the Turkish trains and blew them up. And those trains are still there. They're just laying on their sides. So that'll be coming up as well. So lots of interesting adventures and explorations will be coming up. If you'd like to write something for our Interpretive Explorer, write it in form of a travelogue. How you got there, what you saw, what you did, where you stayed, what kind of food you ate, so that other people can go, gee, that looks like it'd be an interesting place to go. Real quick, too, I'm working on the next issue of Interp News. As you can tell, this one will have a lot of articles. This issue is well over 100 pages, and about half the articles on railroads and railroad history and railroad lore. There's also a lot of articles about climate change and also some articles on interpretive research. Now, this is our 7th year for Interp News. Oh, no, 9th year. This is volume 9. And a little bit about Interp News. I started it almost as a newsletter to share articles and research with about 100, 200 people I knew. And it grew. Right now, Interp News goes to and is reached by about 300,000 interpreters, interpretive sites, interpretive agencies, interpretive organizations in 60 countries. So it's really done well. And by the way, Interpretive Explorer goes to all those people as well. And then I started a new magazine that will go along. It's a sister magazine for Interp News. It's on focusing on climate change. This is the issue I'm working on now, collecting articles for 2020, with a lot of articles on how climate change is affecting agriculture, and it's affecting marine life, and it's affecting fisheries. It's affecting how we get our food and what kind of food we're not going to be able to get anymore as the climate changes. So those are things that are coming up. The issue on climate change, this one is a special issue that will be out this spring, so I'll probably have about 100 articles in that one, and people are using it as a resource magazine. I've sent that out to thousands and thousands of museums, historic sites, and parks where they want to develop a climate change interpretation program, and they're using this as one of the resources for climate change because it's written in a way people can understand it. So that's what's going on. We have Interp News, we have Interpretive Explorer, and now we have our new magazine that's focusing on climate and climate change. So that's what we're up to. If you'd like to know more about any of these, subscriptions are free. And you wonder, well, how do I send all these things out for free? Well, because I send them as email attachments, it doesn't cost anything. But also, I'm really interested in sharing all the things I've done and seen and learned with others. As interpreters, we need to learn new things, have our profession grow, and then pass it on to the next generation of interpreters. And that's one of the things that I have a focus on now, is collecting all this wonderful interpretive stuff and passing it on. So I hope you enjoyed this issue of Interpretive Explorer. Since it is a PDF, feel free to copy it and pass it on to others. And if you'd like to learn more about interpretation, I have a whole interpretive library that's available at our website. And we teach 44 college-level courses in all aspects of heritage interpretation and heritage tourism. So again, my name is John Laverca. I hope you like bugs because I'm surrounded by bugs. I do entomology and I do archaeology studies as well. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the magazine. If you have any questions, my email is attached to the email cover for the Explorer. Or if you just want to talk interpretation, I am here to do that too. So thanks for watching the video, and hope you have a great day. Thanks.